What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other day we went ahead and grinded out on stream pretty much all day trying out the brand new content within Black Ops 6 for the event that just dropped. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you guys something. Treyarch has done something absolutely phenomenal with Black Ops 6 as an overall game. But I'm a tad bit worried that they're not going to take it to the next step, and they're just going to kind of leave it where it's at. And it bums me out because Treyarch can really form their own identity, but again, like I said, I'm worried that they aren't going to go ahead and do so. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 Eastern Time. And also, if you guys want to go ahead and check out any of my live streams, I will be live today over on Twitch, grinding out the rest of this double XP. So if you guys want to hop in and also hop into the open lobbies that we host every single day for 10v10, I know everybody's been waiting to get some more casual matches, and we always have the lobby open. So if you guys want to partake in all of this good stuff, by all means, you can find a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, for today's video, I want to hyper-focus the brand new perk that we just got within Black Ops 6, Slipstream, and also how Treyarch has been kind of enhancing the movement within Black Ops 6 ever since day one. They've been doing a solid job with this. I'll be real. I know everybody's going to have, their 2 cents on why Black Ops 6 is a bad game or something like that. But when, the developers do something that is solid, I have to go ahead and show them a little bit of respect. First and foremost, they made the fast mags actually faster, so it feels like you have sleight of hand on. Personally, I still think it could be a bit quicker, but at the end of the day, it adds to the speed of the game. They also went ahead and fixed up dexterity a little while ago, and now it gives you a little bit of a boost when you jump or slide when it comes to your accuracy. Basically, your reticle, iron sight, doesn't move whatsoever when engaging, which is awesome once again for, flowing around the map. And now we have Slipstream, which basically takes away tack sprint, but improves your overall base sprint speeds. Now, this right here is the absolute game changer that we have all been waiting for. And let me tell you guys something, this is where it's at. Now, Modern Warfare 3 had the same exact perk, but I'll be real with you guys. With how Modern Warfare 3 played, tack sprinting felt natural, so I didn't like it too much. But in this game, I always thought to myself that if it didn't have tack sprinting, along with the Omni movement, it would feel clean, it would look clean, and it would just be a much better experience. And let me not forget to mention that your, sprint to fire speeds are going to be 10 trillion times better. So I wanted to give it a shot, and here we are. And let me tell you guys something. This is how Black Ops 6 should have been made from the ground up. And ladies and gentlemen, statistically, it's not much of a difference between, having tack sprint or having no tack sprint within this game and, having the boost that Slipstream gives you to your overall base sprinting speeds. There is basically no differences. Now, if the maps were ginormous, it would probably be a bit of a difference because I think Exclusive Ace said double time is the only thing that will really give you a massive advantage when it comes to the tack sprint. But since the maps, in my opinion, are so condensed, 9 times out of 10, the tack sprint is pointless when you have Slipstream on. I actually outrun the majority of all my teammates all the time while using Slipstream with absolutely no problems. It's a phenomenal perk, and I highly suggest each and every one of you guys going ahead and picking this perk up and giving it a shot, and hopefully we can see a trend with more people picking up this perk and actually using it, seeing less people tack sprinting, and you never know, maybe behind the scenes, Treyarch will see the statistics showing that people don't even give a crap about tack sprinting anymore, and in all reality, they're just using Slipstream to get that base sprint because it feels so freaking good. I'll say this right now, man. I am honestly sick and tired of a lot of these teams having to force through mechanics just to fit into Infinity Ward's agenda. Tack sprinting, although was kind of a charm in Modern Warfare 2019, I think a lot of people kind of got tired of tack sprinting. You saw it with Black Ops Cold War. People were so happy about the removal of tack sprinting. And that game got a lot of crap at day one. It's not like how it is now, current date, where everybody's saying, oh, it was overhated. No, trust me, back in Black Ops Cold War in its prime, everybody crapped on it. But the one thing that it really had going for itself was a no tack sprint. People ate that up, including myself. It just had a more traditional feel to it. And I feel like Treyarch should continue to push with this. Keep that originality. Keep that freshness in their title so we can feel the difference between their games and, honestly, the Infinity Ward games. I truthfully think that is why, a lot of the times people are feeling like these games are too similar to one another because they pretty much copy the same movement patterns from game to game. They all feel the same. Whereas before, it used to be a slight difference, a slight change that allowed you to differentiate between, the 3 studios here. We don't really get that too much anymore. But back to the main topic here. This is how this game should be, down to its core, down to the fundamentals. And it can be this way. 110%. If you guys remember back to Modern Warfare 3, Sledgehammer actually went ahead and gave us better protection against fall damage, so we can run and gun, jump off, tall buildings and the cliffs on Afghan, so on and so forth, without taking any damage, so we can have more, maneuvers to do within Modern Warfare 3. And they also buffed the mantling speeds, so you can mantle objects faster within Modern Warfare 3. And let me tell you guys something, it felt phenomenal. And honestly, I feel like they should do the same thing moving over here to Black Ops 6. I feel like slipstream should be mandatory. That should be the base movement of the game. You don't even need a perk, in my personal opinion. It should just be simply the base movement of the game. They should do the same thing, buff up the mantling speeds, reduce some of the fall damage, even though it's not that crazy in Black Ops 6. I'll be honest, I dolphin dive off of tall surfaces all the time, and I'm usually perfectly fine, so maybe that doesn't need to be tuned. Go ahead and make fast mags how it is now. They should honestly quicken up the base reload speeds to a certain extent. If that's how they want this game to go, that's how this game should go. And also the dexterity perk, where they allow you to have less weapon sway, scope sway when you're jumping or sliding, I feel like that should be buffed up as well for the base game. I don't know. It's just my personal preference. But I keep telling people this all the time. I don't think the movement is going to be nerfed too much in any certain way, because that's just the vibes of this game. I say it all the time, but even when this game is 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, I don't know if the casual audience is going to come back to it, because it really is hyper competitive. You could tell from the ground up, this is what the developers wanted this game to be. And, no matter what they do, I don't think they're going to make any crucial changes to make sure the movement is destroyed. The only thing that I could really see them doing, which I actually want them to do, is kind of tone back the sliding a bit. Now, I don't want it to be destroyed whatsoever, because I think the sliding is tremendously fun within this game. But if I'm going to be real, a lot of the animations are so absurdly clunky. And I know they adjusted some of the animations, but they're still horrible. I mean, just a simple slide to the right, slide to the left makes your character look like they're doing 50 backflips. It's very obnoxious, is, the best way I could put it. That is realistically the only thing I really want to see changed. But other than that, when it comes to, jumping, sliding, moving, mantling, all of the above, running without the tack sprint, I think everything should be buffed to a solid foundation. They keep buffing up other aspects of the game, so you have to equip certain perks and all. That's cool, but like I said with Modern Warfare 3, Sledgehammer said screw it, Some perks might become irrelevant, but who cares? This is what the people want, so we are going to give it to them. Again, that's what I really respected about Sledgehammer so much. They didn't give a crap, especially if it's going to ruin some other fundamentals of the game. Because let's be honest here, guys, the game's only here for a year. Why does it frickin' matter? At the end of the day, you should just please the community. If that is the smoother way of handling the game, if the game would be smoother overall, with those new upgrades to the perks being the core fundamentals of the game, then I think they should just take the step and do it. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, if removing tack sprint is too much of an issue for Treyarch, or if Infinity Ward is watching overhead and saying, tack sprint must be a core fundamental of the game, so you can't do this, well, you know what? This is a perfect, solution right here. I saw this from the Ghost of Hope over on Twitter. Slipstream should be the default, and tack sprint should be the perk. Genius! Absolutely genius! Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's change it around. This right here is what it should be all about. Either put it on double time or something like that, attach it to a different perk that's already in the game, or keep slipstream in the game, but instead, make slipstream be a tack sprint, right? You bring back tack sprinting into the game, and if you don't run slipstream, you have the basic sprint. That would be absolutely phenomenal. As long as they don't change the base sprint speeds of what, Slipstream is all about, then we're good. We're absolutely good. That right there will be the best way of handling this game. And I promise you, a lot of players would appreciate that, because it kind of sucks right now, because this is a mandatory perk now. It just is what it is. I'm not going to run anything else. It's the same thing that I'm holding when it comes to the blue perks. You guys remember a while ago I said, if they're not going to take out the wall hacks from the game, I'm just going to run the blue perks, abuse the cheese until they decide to do so. And if they never do it, then guess what? I'm abusing the cheese all year long. But that's what I've been doing. I've been running 3 blue perks all the time, getting my constant wall hacks upon every single death, just abusing the cheese. But just like that, this is going to run into a similar situation. They're not going to make it a base thing in the game. It sucks, but now it's just going to have to be a mandatory thing on my class setup. I want to run dexterity as well, because I want to do all the, this game feels so good when you have dexterity, slipstream, and maybe even a fast mag on a gun that has enough ammunition. you just feel so smooth, so smooth. It showcases the potential. It showcases something really well done that the developers can do, but will they actually have the balls to do it? Are they going to be dumb and ignore the community? Or are they going to step up and make some changes? Because I think a lot of people are going to run into a similar problem, and they're going to see by the stats. And I would love to see the stats. They're probably not going to tell us the numbers, because if they did, they would probably be forced to have to change things because it will prove our point. But I guarantee that once the majority of the community unlocks this, if people are even still playing, because I know everybody's pretty much leaving, but for the people who are still playing the game, for those who unlock this, I guarantee everybody's going to start equipping this to all of their loadouts. And like I said, that's a problem, if you ask me. Not a problem with the perk, because that's great. That means that, the core-based sprint for this game is phenomenal, and people agree that this is the way that this game should be, but it sucks because now over half the classes in the game are going to be dictated by one singular perk, and you can't mess around with the rest of the perk variety because of it. I mean, you still can. You have 3 other perks, but I mean, it still sucks that one has to be quote-unquote mandatory. But ladies and gentlemen, go down in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think about this new perk, Slipstream. Do you think it's good? And also, how are you feeling about the overall movement in this game? We had a lot of buffs. Dexterity got a buff. The fast mags got a buff. And they also went ahead and buffed up the, well, not buffed. I guess I should say nerfed the visual clutter, so it's not as bad anymore. So when you're jumping around, it's not as bad as day one. And on top of that, like I said, if you equip dexterity, your scope just doesn't move when you jump. Like I said, guys, I don't know. For me personally, I'm loving the changes. I think they're very good, well done. But obviously, I want to know what the rest of you guys are thinking about all this stuff, because I know some people are a little bit more anti-movement. And I wonder if we can kind of find a middle ground. Would you guys be down with, the movement changes that I, requested here with, obviously better mantling speeds, maybe some reload speed, improvements, so on and so forth? Would you guys be down with that if we can get some adjustments to how the slides are within this game? Would that be a nice trade-off? And if so, we might have ourselves a little bit of a winner here. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And of course, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch. And today is going to be a bit of a longer stream. We're going to be grinding out, pretty much, I call it the final day of double XP, because I don't stream on Sundays. So if you guys want to, hang out with me, grind out some double XP, or hop into the open lobbies, don't forget we're always running 10 stacks. I do apologize because, a lot of the gameplay here has been a little stuttery, but it's literally nothing I could do. The performance of the game has been so rough recently. But, I want to go to 6v6 again to record, but honestly, I have way too much fun playing with the community and, having so many people up on the team that, we're all like a family out there, so it's always a vibe. But if you guys are interested in any of that, or you want to partake in the open lobbies, by all means, you can find a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.